expected that people's business should do what? Should grow. So let's just be on our feet and just open this meeting with a short prayer. Right there where you are standing, I know you came because you want your business to move forward. I know there is a desire in your heart. You want your finances to change. You want things to turn around. So go ahead right now and talk to God about that expectation in 1 minute. What is that thing you expect to see at the end of this series? By the time March ends, what do you expect to see in your career? What do you expect to see in your finances? What do you expect to see in your business? I want you to intentionally talk to the Lord about that right now. Lord, we thank you. We know you are here with us. Father, as the expectations comes now, oh God, Shadila Groste Babrina Hataka Bahaya, in Jose Provakila Kisatila Mandeha, in the name of Jesus Christ. One thing that is so important is not about the teaching, but it's about you understanding. Because the moment you understand, you will apply. So put your hand on your head and say, Father, grant me understanding. Ask him for understanding, because this is where a lot of us miss out on this. Ask him for understanding. Passionately ask for understanding, because that is what will make the difference. Because if you can understand the teaching, there is no how things won't change for you. So go ahead and ask him. Say, Father, as they teach tonight, Lord, I ask for understanding. Open my eyes to see the adjustments I need to make in my business. Open my eyes to see the mistakes I've been making. Grant me the wisdom to be able to make the changes I need to make. Lord, as they teach, oh God, just go ahead and ask him right now. Grant me understanding, oh God. In the name of Jesus Christ. Father, we say thank you. We open this meeting tonight and we ask, oh God, that you have your way. Let every business represented here tonight be touched and affected by your word. In the name of Jesus Christ. Let grace to do business be released afresh tonight. In Jesus' mighty name we have prayed. Let's put those hands together as we celebrate the Lord. Just relax. I think they're about to play a video for you to watch.
Somebody, yeah. them the captivity of Zion. We were like them that dream. There was a tongue filled with gladness. Our voice will sing. They said among the heathen, the Lord has done great things for me. We are in. The Lord has done great things for us. We are. I declare over you wherever you are. A new day is opening to you. Your destiny doors are open. New things right now is happening. You are entering your new season. Everything coming. Everything shifting. It's for your good.
Give the Lord a shout. Put your hands together. This is a victory chant.
Huh? Do you know how many minutes that video took? 10 minutes. All that plenty talk was done in 10 minutes. So for those of you who want money for your business, can you present your business in 10 minutes? Or less. She didn't talk for up to 2 minutes. Right? So another question. Did she do a good job? want a mic, please. How many of you think she did a good job? It's business school you came for now. You answer the questions now, have you? So how many of you think she did a good job? Huh? 1, 2, 3. Okay, how many of you think she could have done better? And then how many of you think she did a bad presentation generally? I'm one of those who think she didn't do a good job at all. Huh? She tried. So why didn't they invest? Excellent. Many of them thought the business was too small. Today we're talking about SME scale up. See the presentation she made and the number of bottles she has sold. I remember the man was trying to do the numbers. Already she has even done more than 500,000. So why is she asking for 500,000? So why I say she didn't do a good job? So why is she asking for 500,000? If she gets about 200,000 liters every month from her uncle, she's already spending more than 500,000. So she should have been looking for an opportunity to scale up the business. Even at that, remember the man asked, how many have you sold? She said 40-something of the small one. 40-something times 3,000 each is already how much? Then the other one is 3,000, the big bottle. The one she said 120. Do the calculation. It hasn't not passed 500,000. That's in sale. That's not her profit, don't forget. Because she bottled, she did everything. So doing the mental picture already, you will know she has spent more than she's asking for. So me as an investor, I don't see. And when she was asked, when will you return the money? She wasn't even too sure. But did she have a good business? Right? She's from Taraba State. Taraba honey is the best in Africa. Like the woman said, it's a beautiful selling point. And she's also a chef. We don't want to take all the time. Next week, we'll play you another video of somebody who did a very good presentation. So you see the difference. Now, I need 5 people to tell me what they think about this video. I need 5 people. 1, 2. Why you people? 3. What you've learned from the video. 4. Start from the man in blue, please. Let me know what you learned from the video.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Woke David. One major thing I got from the video was the investors were really, really interested in investing. They were really, really interested. They were looking for ways to. It's not as if they didn't want to release the money at all. They actually wanted to. But I feel, even though it's not easy, standing in front of those kind of people and pitching your business, but I feel she probably could have done better.
Okay. Next. Let me add to what you said. What do you think she could have done better? Exactly.
Well, I believe if you're standing in front of someone asking them for their money, you should probably be very sure of what you want to do with their money.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good evening, all. My name is Ugochukwu Godwin. First, I think she has a very good product. Secondly, she saw an opportunity, just like she said. It wasn't like, she did a feasibility study of this product and maybe took her time to understudy it. She didn't do that. She just saw an opportunity. And also the fact that her uncle can easily give it to her, because that's where she's not even paying any money. The uncle can say, take, after selling, bring money back for me. So she was ill prepared for the presentation. She has a wonderful product. I mean, a very good product. But, the Lions were looking for, they needed, they wanted to be convinced that, she had in-depth details of how to market and return the money. And she didn't have it, so it was difficult for them to invest. And secondly, they were looking for, a scale up, And if she didn't have an in-depth understanding of the business and can't market and return the money, scale up is nowhere.
Okay. Another person. There's a lady here and then this guy. Then we talk more. And then I'll point out a few things that every business plan should have before we call our resource person today.
My name is Miracle. The business she presented was a very good one, but she lacks self-confidence in speaking to men and women of hierarchies. That's number one. If you want to...
If you think she lacks confidence, do you think she will show up?
It's a lack of
Confidence.
self-confidence. There is a bit confident, but it's not too...
Okay.
It's not too
Go ahead.
strong. So what she's supposed to do, number one, is to check people that have done that before, not just selling for her uncle, just go for trainings on that. And if she's talking about 500,000, I think it's very poor to tell them, because people want to know if you think big and you dream big. Even though your business is small, please just scale up and find what you have to tell them.
Okay.
Thank
The
you.
last person. No, the lady in front, the last person. Oh, sorry.
Good evening,
Now
everyone.
everybody wants to talk.
My name is Precious Ilichi, and I just want to point out two things. First of all, when she was asked about her competitors, like, why should people buy your honey, like, in preference to others? There was no solid reason she could give as to why her honey was the best. That's why the lady gave her a tip and told her that you could use the fact that your honey comes from Taraba State, like, as an added advantage to why they should choose your product. And secondly, when she said something, she said that honey does not have an expiration date, but they asked her, but you put an expiration date here. Looking at it, she said she just put it for putting sake. At that point, I was like, you need to have...
At least she was honest.
Exactly, but I wish she had more integrity. I know she already... But it's kind of dubious to tell me that it does not expire, but you just put something there. I believe that NAFDAC should have an alternative to that.
Don't you think it was because of that honesty that she got the empathy she got?
I was like... Maybe, but she could have put on the bottle at least that maybe it doesn't have an expiration date. I'm not saying that it's bad that she said that it doesn't have an expiration date, but on her product, she could have at least, NAFDAC should have given her more options to show that it has a long shelf life, that kind of thing.
Yeah, but she doesn't have NAFDAC yet. Don't forget. And there's no way 500,000 can even do NAFDAC for you.
Okay.
You need more than that to do NAFDAC, right? Chisom, you've done it before, so you know. You need more than that to do NAFDAC. So, thank you. Sit down. So let's take a few points out of here now. So one was self-confidence. Everybody has identified that she didn't have self-confidence, right? I think she has self-confidence. If not, she won't be able to come, first of all. But she wasn't prepared. And one of the ways to build confidence is training, to prepare yourself. If you're confident of your product, it will be easy to sell. And you'll be confident to say it in front of anybody. 2, she had poor market research. Right? If she had done her market research properly, she would have been able to at least know who her competitors were and would have been able to even answer a few questions about the NAFDAC area. Do you understand that? 3, she didn't think of scaling up. Maybe because she was leveraging on the fact that she was getting it from her uncle. What if the uncle dies tomorrow? God forbid. Or, I'm coming, or, who knows if the uncle even has a bee, what do they call it? A beehive where they get. Maybe the uncle is also a middleman. So you need to think about feedstock as well. That's why he asked that question. How many can you get in a month? If I give you this money, how long can you pay back? You see, the man who is investing is already thinking of the uncertainties that are in the business. Okay? Today we're going to be looking at scaling up your business, SME lift. Another thing I was expecting you people to say was how she got the money. If you listen, the reason why they call that place the Lion's Den, it was made out of the American one called the Shark Tank. So the idea is you put sharks in a tank or lions in a den, and then you throw a good meat, and they're supposed to drag to get a share of the meat, right? But you can see nobody was actually fighting for the thing. She was giving 500,000 for 20%. That's a lot of your business for just 500,000. If it was something she understands very well, you will see the lions fighting each other over the business. Don't worry, I'll play another video next time so you see how it plays out. So now she got the money from a foundation. Dan Ngerem, the man with the beards, said, my foundation will give you the money. Instead of paying back in 5 months, you pay 1 year. They will also teach you, partnering with the other man, who mentioned something very significant, especially for the women here. Go and check out sme.ng. So go to the website, look and see if there's any way you can contact them. At least you can go for some trainings and see if they can help you to access funds. These are a few ways you can raise money to start your business or to grow your business. Okay? So today we'll be looking at SME lift, or how to scale up your business. She came to that place without a growth mindset, if you ask me. She just came to try her luck to get 500,000. And luckily she got it. That's why even when they were interviewing her the next session, she was speechless, because she was like, deep down inside her, she felt it that she didn't sell this business. So getting the money was like a miracle. If you remember, the lady said, you're one lucky lady. Because it was all luck for her. Maybe God just wanted to bless her. I wish I can find this kind of people. In a couple of years, we'll be amazed at what maybe she has turned into. Okay? How many of you can relate to what her? Or how many of you think you're in that position now in your lives? Where you're doing something and you're looking for money to grow it or to even make it better. How many of you? So if you're given the opportunity to pitch, you will do better than her. Because that's why you're here. Before now, maybe you will behave like her. But after watching this and us discussing it now, and you listen to the teaching, I'm sure you will do better than her. Right? Which is the aim of our gathering here every evening, to learn more. Understand? So for those of you who have your phones and your data, those are the kind of things you should be watching on YouTube. Not Sabi News all the time. Okay? These kind of things are quite educative. They help you think, and then you see how people navigate through these things. So today we'll look at the things you need to do within your business to anticipate growth, to also grow the business. A lot of people one of my guys will say, business is not business. Have you heard that before? There are plenty busy people, but there are not plenty business people. A lot of people go out every day and come back doing the same thing over and over again, just turning the money around and really not making money. How many of you are like that? Don't lie. That's why we're all here. So today you learn, go look at your business. Pick out a few. These are simple things, like I always say, that you actually do every day, but you're not doing them the way you should actually do them, or you don't pay attention to them. Right? Remember, she also mentioned technology. Instagram, Facebook, blah, 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 for marketing. And the woman gave us some tips or the story she can tell to make people want to buy. So that's marketing, that's advertising. So that video, that 10 minutes video, We can sit down here this whole evening, talk about that video all through the evening. And everything Sister Nkechi is going to teach, if you listen to them, you find out that there are certain things you can apply. You can relate the video to what she has taught, and then you can sit down and look at your business differently and be able to draw up a plan and know how to pitch your business properly. For those of you applying for the grant, there's a stage you get to. You have to do this with us. Those who got it the last time will tell you. You have to come and stand. I get some of my friends and some people will all sit down and listen to you. That's why some of them get upset when they don't get the money, because you couldn't convince us. So questions like this will be asked. You understand? We understand it's a grant, but we need to be sure that you use it well. But that's about the last stage. Before you get to that stage, you've done some question and answer writing work. So there's a lot of, it's about 3 or 4 stages thereabout. So without wasting your time, let me invite Sister Nkechi. She used to be an ex-banker, for those of you who know her. An accountant, and now she's a HR specialist. You know what HR is? Human resources. And the most difficult thing to manage in business is you people. Human beings, internally and externally. Okay? So put your hands together for her, please. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good evening, friends and family. Should I go up or should I stay here? Okay. I ICT, my slides, please. I'm happy to be with us and talk about a few things in a very short time. So, is it the first one? My topic is SME, lift, things to do. So, a little recap. Last week, we talked about startups, the challenges startups will have, the ideas for a startup, and startup generally in Nigeria. How many of us were here? How many of us conceived ideas? And how many of us have started something? How many of us are getting ready to start? And I know that some of us also here are doing something already. So today, next slide please, we are going to talk about small and medium scale enterprises, things to do, how to lift it. Yes, you might be thinking that, oh, okay, this thing I'm talking about lifting small and medium scale enterprises. Maybe my business is not even micro, let alone small. I'm sure that's going on in our hearts, but just go with me, because I always say there's no knowledge that is a waste. The day you will need it, you just pick it up and continue and use it and use the knowledge. And not just that, some of the things I'm going to say, they are relevant to the business we are doing right now. Because you may not be doing 100 million, you may not be doing 5 million business, but you might be doing a business that involves you and people, that you have a sales girl or a secretary or something, right? So go with me. Next slide, please. Okay, scaling up a business means moving it from the level it is to something higher. Just as scale up means the video we watched, she was already doing something, so she wanted to take it higher. That was why she needed some money. That's exactly what it means to scale up, to take something from small or from where it is to the next level. Every time we always say, my next level. Even when we pray, Father, push me to my next level. It's like business. Scaling up means taking it from where it is to the place where you want it to be, higher. This happens when a growing business hires new employees, add features, enter new markets, and establish its product or services. That's how people scale up. The business you are trying to just do small. The last week, okay, during the prophetic impartation, there's a sister that shared her story that sells crayfish. The other day, I saw her putting an advert that she needs somebody who is going to be assisting her. That's scale up on its right. So for you to scale up, it doesn't just mean that you have to employ until you're able to employ maybe 5 people, 7 persons, 20 persons. No. The moment you want to take it from one place to the other, and it involves adding features. Sometimes you are selling granite. Now you want to add banana. Now you want to start bottling it. Now you want to, that's adding features to something that you're already doing. 74% of startups fail due to premature scaling. That's one point I want us to know there. Why do people fail? Premature scaling. Maybe you just feel like, oh, okay, now I'm going to talk to us about scaling up. You feel, oh, okay, let me go and scale up. No. If you rush into it and begin to scale up, at the end of the day, you find out that you will not do well. And that's why a lot of small businesses, a lot of startups fail, because they either quickly entered into like trying to, maybe just one small breakthrough. If you sell crayfish, for example, you have sold 5 bags. You feel like, I'm now selling 5 bags. Let me just go and employ 2 people. One will be going to the market. The other one will be tying the something. By the time you pay them 2 times, 3 times, you find out that your money is gone. Right? Next slide, please. So how do you recognize your business is ready to scale up? Because if you don't know this, you will just scale up without thinking. You must, I brought out these 3 things. This is not all, but these are pointers, things that will tell you that, look, it's about time that I add a few things. Maybe it's time to add staff. It's time to start using technology. It's time to start, adding features to what I'm already doing. First of all, workload has increased. Some of us cook. I know a couple of persons in this church who do cooking business. They started by, just putting up orders. We have food for sale, maybe lunch. 5 people will order, they cook for 5 people, and they sell to them. 10 people will order. By the time one person will tell another person, maybe your food is so nice, you now have 15 orders. Before you know it, you have 20 orders. You are growing. You are growing. When the workload, now they are asking you for food. Maybe you can't even meet up because you go to the market, you prepare everything, and then you start cooking. So when workload begins to overweigh you, the lady that shared her story yesterday, she said she was doing this business alone. When the money came, what did she do? She started buying in bulk. Before you know it, she started inviting people. People started training. People started working with her. It's part of, so when the workload is too much on you, not lazy too much, maybe, you have just given 3 people food. They say, I cannot keep myself today. You go and sit down. That's not it. So when the workload is too much, when revenue has increased and you have met short-term goals, every business should have a goal. If you start a business, you're supposed to have where you are going to. What Brother Uche said here, that some of us are just turning money. Some of us are turning money like that because we don't have a goal. All we are trying to do is just food. Let's just survive today. But if you start a business, you say, today, like my business, for example, I'm into service. I provide HRO services. What I told myself this year, my goal this year, is to try to sign as many as 10 retainership clients. If I can sign 10 retainership clients for this year, that's my goal. So if by June, I've been able to sign off that 10 people, 10 retainership clients, do you think I've met my goal? The same thing with you. If you don't set a goal for your business, you won't know. So even when revenue has increased and you have met the short-term goal, you won't even know. The money might be coming, but because you don't have a goal, you don't even know where you are going now. So for you to know it's time to scale up, you must have reached your short-term goal, and revenue has also increased. Then strong cash flow to run your operations, pay salaries, purchase inventory without problems. You know, when you are doing business and turning money, money starts coming. If you employ one person, you have a sales girl. At the end of the month, today is 31st, for example, or 30th. That 30th, you carry money, you pay, you give the person. It's time to go to market. You go, you order something, you pay. Right? They need to pay transport to go and deliver something. You give money, and you still have plenty money. It's not at the end of the month. You say, you know, we didn't sell low. So until 15th of next month, when another money start coming in, you now start paying. You know, you say, go and deliver that thing. They say, transport, or let's use delivery. You say, no, enter bus. If you read there, you can trek from here to Wimpy first. Then when you enter bus like that, you can't handle operations. But when you're able to pay your salaries, handle operations, buy your things, buy your materials or inventory, whatever you use to run the business, if you're able to meet all of those things and you still have cash, you know that, okay, my business is doing okay. I can get into something else. I can scale it up a little bit. Next slide, please. So what next? I said, pop it. What did I say? Repeat. Please speak. I want us to talk to ourselves. Pop it. You know why I use pop it? So that we can remember it very well. And pop it means people, organization, process, information, technology. Because that is how, those are the things you apply. These are the things you look at when you are trying to scale up. Pop it. So first of all, we look at people. Next slide, please. People. You know, yesterday, Dr. Godwin talked about this SME very well. And in one of the slides, he said the SME critical success determinants, HR. And under HR, it has staffing, training and development, admin, and all of that. So, people is the life of any business. And managing people is the hardest thing to do. But beyond the managing, before we get to the managing, people are the ones, I don't want to use put them as, you know, there was a time we used to call them human capital. It's like capital. It's one of the resources you need to make sure that your business goes well. I wrote here, I said, people are the strength of any organization. Every organization is as good as its people. So you must know this in your journey of taking your business to the next level. Have you ever wondered why banks or the big organization, why they spend money, resources, even time to recruit people? How many of us know how to count money? If you know how to count money, if they give you money, you can count. If you are selling, you can give change. But is it possible for you to just walk into the bank and say, you know all these things that you people used to do, I know how to count money. Give me, I can count this money for you. You can't do that. And organizations that are big like that, you will be wondering, why do they invest time, energy, resources? Do you know, I used to work in the bank, like he said. Do you know how long it took me to get the bank job? All the things I went through, because they were trying to look for the right people for their organization. Because people are the ones who drive organization. So, when you, in your bid to try to scale up, you must pay attention to people, the people that you are going to ask to come into your organization. Because remember, one of the first things I said is that when you want to scale up, how you know is workload is too much. And when workload is too much, what do? You start to invite somebody or people to come and help. And anyway, I'll get to that. Hiring people who have the right mindset and attitude is essential to that scale up. People drive culture. The values and culture you want in your organization or your organization to be known for will be built through the people. Let's take Gateway as an example. How did we say, or who did you say we are? Speak up now. You are not bold. The most friendly church in our city. Are you friendly? Some of you are laughing because you are not friendly. But do you know what our Papa is trying to do? Is to also make us the friendliest people in church. Creating programs, doing something. You know why it's like that? Because it's church. Everyone is welcomed. Right? But do you think that, okay, let me ask you, want to be the most friendly people in our city, most friendly church in our city? Do you think that if Gateway is recruiting people that will represent, do you think that you will be one of them? A lot of you are laughing because you might not be one of them. So I'm saying this so that you pay attention to the people you bring into your company. People drive culture. What you want your organization to be, what you want that your business to look like, how you want them to perceive you, depends on the people who are working for you, the people you bring into your business. So as you are trying to scale up your business, as you are trying to hire that girl, that boy, pay attention to the kind of person, the kind of business you want to build will determine the kind of people. For example, I do hire for people. Organizations need any kind of, maybe you want an accountant, you want an admin person, whatever you need. You say, okay, you call me, you say, I want this person. I want to employ so and so person. I will sit down with you and we talk. First of all, I will know the kind of organization you are, what culture is there, so that we'll match who you are with the kind of person that I'm bringing to you. There are certain people that cannot or should not work in your business. So you must pay attention to the people. Next slide, please. In hiring, avoid hiring friends and relatives to help them. That is what happens to many of us. When we start business, the thing don't they grow small. You say, as I am now, I'll just call my sister, say, hey, what of that you're picking now? Bring her, make they help me. Right? Or your friend, say, oh, this is my friend, I schooled with her or him. Let me help. Now that my business, at least I can be using her for delivery. And then you hire your friend who does not know how to talk to people, who can insult people for Africa. And the person comes. You can't even fire the person again. You know why? They are your friends. Relationship. You'll be wondering, but some of us are trained to do that. That's why when they want to hire, they call me, I'll hire. When it's time to fire, I will gladly fire the person if the person is not living up to expectation. But imagine where you have your brother. You're working, you call your brother that has been in the village, as Chisom now is. Maybe he's doing his, what's that called? Tiger nut production. And he feels like this tiger nut production is, he calls his brother, come, make we do this business. Every day the guy will sleep till 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock. And then at the end of the month, he still gives him money. And the business is not going. So pay attention to the people. Even if you want to hire your brother or sister or friend, please do it properly. For example, even Brother Uche wants to hire somebody, even if it's the brother, they don't go to his office and start working. Somebody helps you do. And because he wants to, in fact, it's even better if your brother, if you have money enough and your brother is not doing anything, and you know that the character, the attitude does not fit what you are growing, just say, what do you want to do? Carry money from your pocket. Give the person. Let the person go and pursue their destiny. Because what will happen when you hire people like that, who have bad attitude? It's not just brothers I'm saying here, even friends, and any other person that you might see on the street. They will pull the business down. And that will amount to that 74% of small businesses that never scaled up. They will pull them down. So for your business to run smoothly, you need to find the right employees who will understand and buy into the vision and mission of your organization. I said you should divorce your emotions in the hiring process and involve professionals. Now, why I put that is because we are dealing with scaling up, like scaling up a business. I have already told you how you will know your business needs to be scaled up. But this issue of maybe friends and family, if you have not reached the level of hiring a professional to come and do your work, please hire people with the right attitude. There are ways we can find out people with the right attitude. Next slide, please. I said organization. Organizing your business is developing and building your structures. Developing and building your structure. And structure means being able to outline what the different functions in the organization is. So this might look like good, big grammar. Let me break it down. Organizing means, or building structure means, oh, my business is now, you know, when you are starting a business, you are the CEO, the chief everything officer. So you are the one who go to market, you take the records, you do the operations, you have to go and do delivery and everything. But now, business is growing. As the business is growing, you need to structure that business. Structuring it is having this function. Okay, these people will be in charge of admin. Admin, you know, some of you that run shops, after a while you say, I want a secretary. The secretary is the one who stays in the shop, and somebody comes to buy, you have invoice, you give her, record this thing, do like this. That is semi-structuring, if you get what I mean. I want to just tell us what it means to structure. Account. And I said here that basically organizations basically have 3 functions. That's where you can start from. Admin and finance, you have the operations, and then you have marketing. What does that mean? Let's assume you run a shop. There are people who are in that shop who are the ones when suppliers come to give you things. They are the ones going to offload those things, shelving them, making sure that the aisles are okay. Those ones are like operations people. They turn on the gen, all those things. Then you have people who are in the till, the cashiers. That's like having accounts. Now, you are no longer doing everything. And if you don't separate it like that, do you know this person can go and hurry, bring down things from the supplier and still come and collect money? Before you know it, they will mix up everything. Will you balance at the end of the day? Am I making sense or? Okay. Will you balance? So if you want to scale up your business, you must be ready to separate these things. And it's at this point that when you call this person and say, you are my secretary, you tell the person what they are supposed to be doing. Right? If you don't tell in bigger organization, that's what we call job description. You give everyone their job description. You are the cleaner. If you come here, all you need to do is to make sure that everywhere is clean. So a cleaner comes in, they clean the whole place. Intermittently, the person comes to clean. The person is not collecting money. There is someone who is collecting money and balancing the whole thing. There's somebody who is doing the operations, making sure that there is generator on, the aisles are properly. It depends on what you are selling, but basically every business has these 3. That's where you can start. Next slide, please. Organizing means having job description, ensuring people's skills are in line with the roles you employed them. Setting out what each function does and what each unit focuses on. Now, I said what each function does. If you employ somebody, you say, I was talking to one of my clients, and we're discussing on how we're trying to structure. It's at this stage of scaling up. We're trying to structure the place. So when we're having the meeting on how it's going to go, I said, what does this person do? I try to take audit of all the people in the company. What does this person do? Oh, this person is in operations. How is this person doing? You know, I asked all those questions. I discovered that somebody how did you employ this person? Say, oh, this person, well, is somebody I know, and he lost his job, and I just wanted to bring him in. And, you know, you bring him in and you put him in operations where he knows little or nothing. And you send him out prematurely to go and do that. It's not like people can't learn, but as you are bringing in people, you need to define what they are going to do. You need to also look at the skills. There are people that you have in your shops that are really very good. They smile very well. those people, you go and put them at the back and carry one person that, if you know they buy, or, madam, you don't do. If you know they buy, leave them. Why you won't cost me bad market this morning? How person go just open shop now? If they tell me this one, how much? If they touch them. Does that happen? I went to buy beans. This cash crunch. I went to buy beans. And I asked the woman, how much is your beans? The tomato, I don't know what it's called. Half rubber. She said it's 1,150 or something like that. I said, madam, is it not 1,100? I just bought it some time ago, 1,100. She said, it's 1,100. If you know they come back from market. I said, okay, madam, sorry. Do you accept transfer? I want to transfer the money. She said, no, I know they accept transfer. I have POS. I said, okay, oh, fantastic. I have my card. I can pay. He said, I go charge you for that card. I said, madam, why you go to charge me for POS? Will be your own. I won't buy something from you. I won't use your POS. You still won't charge me on top. He said, the woman started, though. She started. As she started talking, I just said to myself, you see, this woman will eat these beans, so if she continues like this. And if you meet people like me, you know go sell low. Because I will walk away. And I was already deciding in my heart I had some cash. I was already deciding in my heart to, pay with cash. Instead of trying, when she said she doesn't accept transfer, but offered. But the way she treated me, hey, even the beans, I no chop. I went to another place, bought the beans. They were ready to collect transfer without even charging me. In fact, when the money hasn't entered, the woman said, go, I know you. If it doesn't enter, any day you come, I will tell you, or you will see it, you will pay me. Now you have people who have skills to say, oh, madam, welcome. What do you want to buy? They will smile. From buying beans, I would have bought tomatoes because she has other things. On that one shop, you can buy a lot of things just because of how somebody attended to. So you need to identify these things. In organizing, identify who has what skill and know where to place them. Some people are very good with calculation. Like this, they are done. Some people, you give them money, they will count. Madam, wait, stop talking. And they start from beginning. Meanwhile, there is somebody who is very good with, and you put the person. So you need to know how to organize, identify those skills, and make sure that the one you are putting in the front desk are the ones that can help you manage your customers well, right? Okay, I talked about branding, how your business is presented and how it is perceived by the customers and public. Visibility, logo, communication to the public, employees, etc. You know, the video that we watched, one of the things one of the lions said was, I think there's a little bit of problem with your branding. Now, remember we are talking about scaling up. Beyond scaling up, even if you are a startup and you want to package something, at least you package it well, right? So one of the ways you organize yourself, one of the things you do in organizing is branding your product in a way that it is received well by the customers. Sometimes you see some packaging, you won't buy. You will go to another one that is attractive, that communicates what you are selling. Look at the honey girl now, the one that pitched. All she wanted was money. She doesn't even know what to do with the money because from the questions, they are asking her. So if you want to scale up your business, you need to look at some of these things because these are ways you can generate more sales. Branding, at some point, maybe you will start looking for, if you have the money enough, if you are dealing with goods that's supposed to be approved by NAFDAC, all of those things, you have to put them into perspective. That is part of you organizing the business. Not just alawa ahara, like everything together. And then sometimes even when they come into your shop, everything is scattered. I went into a supermarket. There's no way, you even want to buy something. If you go to this place, you know how you go to maybe next cash and carry, you see groceries, you see toiletries, you know where you're going to and get it. Sometimes you enter some places. It's only the shop owner that knows where the things are. When you go into such places, do you know what can happen? There will be queue because a lot of people are waiting for the shop owner to bring it from where it is. So it's part of you trying to scale up. You must put that into perspective. You must put that into consideration. Next slide, please. Process. Okay. Remember we said we do what? Pop it. So we have done D-O, the first P, O, and now we're on process. I said process is determining how you want each function to operate. This is not big things because we can actually bring it into what we do. Now, your business is growing. How do you want your accounting process to be? When people give you invoice, or when you are giving people invoice, you receive order, you can say, okay, now, if we give an order, if somebody orders something, you have made the order. The operations person, for example, has made the order. Give it to the account. They will record it, calculate everything that is meant for the person, raise the check, give it to the MD to sign, and then the delivery person to go and deliver the check or to go to the bank. That's a process. If you are running any business, you have to, when you are scaling up your business, you have to determine the process for each function. I said here that create a flow that allows business activities such as operations, invoicing, marketing to run in a structured and organized manner. Because if you don't create those processes, what happens is that, yes, you have scaled up your business. You see, I was also trying to support a shop. Somebody owned a shop or owns a shop. And one of the complaints was that invoices are not paid. Suppliers don't get their money on time, so the suppliers complain. And when I was talking to the owner of the supermarket, of the shop, I asked, this is one of the problems your people said the suppliers are facing or complaining. And he said, it shouldn't be a problem because there is cash available. It's not like there's no money. But because there's no process on how things are done, invoices are paid. So sometimes that invoice will be there till the supplier will come and say, please now, pay me now. You say, you have not been paid. Oh. And then you now start, Chika, kem boss wetere ha. And then the person will say, okay, let me speak another. I don't know how to speak another language. The person will say, John, when did they supply this thing? And John will say, Oga, 3 weeks ago. So why haven't you paid them? Oh, because there's no process. But do you know if you have said, as a supplier brings something, raise their invoice, confirm, and raise a ticket for it, go to account, raise the invoice. You know that from here, you move to here. From here, you move to here. It will be easier when they say, John, why haven't this person paid? And John will say, oh, the invoice has been raised. It is with accounts right now. So accounts will just prepare everything, all the checks that are supposed to be for the person, and send to the bank. Am I making sense? So you need to have your process flows for each function. If it's operation process flow, if it's marketing process flow, okay, when we get products, we go and do promos. You know that some things that we do require promo. Sometimes you go to, Engineer Uche talked about Uncle JB sometime last week. That's promo. If you get product, if you say this is our marketing process, when you get product, the marketing people will have to organize a promo, You go to this market, or you go to this supermarket, or you go to wherever. Do this promo. After, that means when something comes in, Oga can ask you, how far will this go? You say, oh, we are going for the promo on this day. Because there's already a process. So when you are scaling up, you need to pay attention to the processes that you have in your business. It includes reporting, determining what and how reports will be rendered, whether daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly. Yes, reporting very important, because I've been talking about maybe accounting process. It looks like something big. Maybe my money not even big. Which one be accounting process? But reporting is one of it. You can decide that, depends on the type of business that you have. How often do I want my report? Every week, accounts should give me reports of all that we did. Every week, marketing people should be able to come and tell me that, oh, Oga, we went to ABC. We called this 1, 2, 3. We supplied like this. At that point, you'll be able to know whether customer A is increasing in their sales or reducing. So you need to develop reporting patterns and determine it. As the people are coming in, that's what we do as HRO people. If I come to you and you're telling me that you need somebody, and when you finish talking to me, I'll ask you some of the things that are standard in the organization. So you tell the person who is going to function in that place, say, this is how we do things, this is how we do things. The person cannot just sit down, right? It helps you in your scaling up your business properly. Next slide, please. Information technology. In a tough economy like ours, leveraging on technology can give you the edge over other players in the market. It can also free up time and headspace to focus on what really matters in the company's growth phase. Technology. All of us that, if you use any form of technology in your business, can I see your hand? Okay. Now, you know, some of us are so laid back that we refuse to embrace technology. While some people are selling everything they have on Facebook, you say, this Facebook that you people are, I know they go there, they say if you enter there, they will see everything that is in your bank account. They say if you enter there, they will know your family members. In fact, if you enter there anywhere you are, Buhari will see you, even if you are. Is it true? Some people could not embrace technology. So if you want to scale up, you must embrace technology. You embrace technology at the level where you are. There's a point you reach as business, smaller or medium enterprise business. Even these functions that you have structured, you need to add technology to it. The first thing people always talk about is accounting. In fact, that's why I talked about automation and digitization. Automation and digitization. Even if you have not reached where you use software for your accounting, there's something they call Excel. You can at least employ some small Excel to your business. It will help you do things faster, because technology is meant to help you do things faster. Now, imagine having to record 700 customers that you have. You'll be recording. When something happens, you just be opening your book. Say, I've not seen the name. Oh, for some of us that use glasses, we will not see it with our 4 eyes. You say, Ngozi, come and help me check, Biko. I know he came in the morning, so the list should be around here. Meanwhile, if you have at least Excel, Control find, Control put the name, just enter, 2 seconds. Wahala everywhere. Don't they okay? Are we together? So automation or digitization, like if we enter into automation and digitization, it's a topic on its own. But if you want to scale up, technology must be there. You must learn how to use technology, either in automation, digitization, marketing. Social media has given everyone an opportunity to advertise and reach a global audience. Social media. We have so many platforms. Some of you are busy on TikTok looking at what I don't know. Should I say what they are looking at? You know what you are looking at. But people are selling products there. The lady that talked about crayfish she's quite creative. If you follow her, you will say, today she will tell you, hey, my name is Sister Njideka. I have come to tell you. Before she finishes telling the story, she will sell her crayfish. And people are buying from Lagos, Abuja, Dubai. In fact, the other time I bought some product from her to the UK. But me and you were sitting down saying, no, I know they sell. Instagram, you only go there. You load 1 gig. You look at Instagram, look. Meanwhile, you have product. You say, I'm shy. Me, I cannot enter there. I cannot face camera. Come. There are people who their work is to be facing camera. And they will help you. Technology must be a part of what you are doing. It helps you to scale up your business. If you don't employ technology, both in marketing, you know how much it takes to put adverts on billboard, on radio. It's so expensive, but just in your hand. Although we pay for advert, but imagine all those your friends that are on Facebook. That's if you're on Facebook. You have 20 friends, 50 friends on Facebook. Just one person buying from you and you are delivering good product. They will tell another person. Me, I'm very good with that. Every day, somebody is asking me, hey, please, Nkechi, where can I get this? I say, oh, there is this person because I have tested this person's product or service. That's how I will refer another person. Another person will refer another person. Before you know it, you will leave small enterprise to big business. Security and monitoring. I talked about digital camera and a lot of other things. You know, Brother Chisom the other day talked about the farm. In case you are doing farm, you will employ one man and say, Oga, they watch this thing, make we see who they thief this egg. The Oga, 2 o'clock, he don't go sleep. Oh. Because how much are you paying him? 15,000. But do you know if you install digital camera there, CCTV, hey, it will catch everything. In fact, it helps in a lot of things. Even people who own school, every day. The other day, I was talking to an owner of school. CCTV was one of the things that delivered her from problem. Because when the parent was complaining that something happened, they played the CCTV and found out what happened. It wasn't what the parent was complaining about. So, these are ways technology can help you. Then process improvement, customer service, TAT. TAT is turnaround time, even invoicing. I talked about using even digitization. When you use something as little as digitization, when you are looking for something. I worked in the bank. You know how you go to bank and you want your ATM. They are looking for ATM. They will not even see it. But come to a digitized bank. What's your name? You just write your name. Control find. Back. They will see. What happens? Instead of attending to 20 persons in 3 hours, I attend to 20 persons in 15 minutes. That is what IT can help you in improving your process, customer service, your turnaround time. You say, oh, go to that place. If you go that place, you will come out fast. You want to go to that place, you will sleep there today. Some of us will carry, especially, some of us will carry mat. You know, today, I have dedicated myself to bank. You will now go to that bank. You will stay there. They will tell you that the thing never show. Don't worry, you go show. But you know, when you employ technology, it helps you, even in your small business, like I said, your process can, you know that, oh, this person orders something, it's going to come out immediately. Like, if you order this thing, within 2 hours, you will receive it. Another person will refer another person, say, don't go and order from Franklin, no. Because if you order anything from her, 2 weeks, you never see her. Because when the order comes, she will be looking for, who paid? Where is the money? I never see a lot. But if you employ technology, you see that some of these things will come easy for you. Next, please. So, as you pop it, because I'm almost closing, as you pop it, before you employ all of these things, what do you do? Because, you know, I already told you that you don't just jump into it, because if you jump into it, you might jump into it too early, and you make mistake. Access your current system. What is happening in your business in the first place. Look at your business. Assess your current system. How is your finance now? How is your operations now? How is the orders that you are receiving? What is generally happening in your business? Do I need to pop it? Is it time to get people into it? Is it time to organize myself? Is it time to employ technology? Or is it time to, outline one process? Set your goals, and your goals has to be smart. Do we know what being smart means? It has to be specific, measurable. What again? Achievable. R. Reliable. T. Time bound. So when you are setting, I told us about my own self, my own goal. When I was setting my goal, it's a smart goal. I gave myself time. I'm able to measure it, say, okay, it's June. Have I been able to sign one customer? If I'm not able to sign one customer, what am I not doing well? Or where have I gone wrong? It has time. It's time bound. You must set your goals to say, okay, this is what I want to achieve in the next 2 years, in the next 1 year. This is the next phase of my business. In the next 3 months, it doesn't have to be 1 year. My business has gone like this. This is the next step. And this next step can take me 2 weeks, 1 month, 3 months to achieve. Prioritize your customers in everything you are doing. Because this is one thing that sometimes we miss. Our business is growing, things are coming, people are buying, money is increasing. You now want to do something. You forget that the customers are the ones bringing this business. You will just be employing process or automation and things that you don't even consider the customers. Everything you are doing, you have to put the customers in mind. If you are creating another product, put your customer in mind. If you are going to improve a process or introduce a process, put your customer in mind. How is this thing going to affect the customer? How is it going to satisfy the customer? Not just because one person is doing it, so let me join. This person, they sell crayfish, they sell seafood, so let me join. Meanwhile, your customers might be Igbo people. They don't eat a lot of seafood, but they can use crayfish to cook stew. So you don't even think of that. You say, then they do them. So you must put your customers in mind when you are trying to pop it or create any product. Expand partnership. There is something, I don't know how they say it verbatim, but it's now, Puff Puff and Waiting now know it's called small chop. Before, now Puff Puff alone with the chop, right? But now, they have upgraded to small chop because he did partnership with Samosa and spring roll. Puff Puff, that they used to give us 5 for 20 naira. Now, because of that partnership, we they buy them 1,000 naira because of partnership. So you must expand partnership. What you are doing, you are selling banana. What's the next thing to banana? You go and stand beside one woman selling bole. How? How does that work? You should be looking at people who do granuts, who are doing all the fruit things, right? So expanding partnership means as my business is growing, I want to, okay, what side of business or who is doing something similar? Who can I bring or what can I bring into this business that will help my business? Somebody selling, you see, in this town, one time when I was small, as in when I was really small, I think I was in secondary school or just before I got into university. In this town, I have sold banana in this GRA, like you carry it. Then you used to have, they call it hawking permit. Obiakpo people used to give people. If you don't have it as you are hawking the things, they can collect your things. Now, as somebody selling banana, who do you think I will run partnership with? These guys those Akwa Ibom or Calabar boys that do pang pang, those things, granite and popcorn. In fact, sometimes my hawking permit used to cover them. Because as you're buying banana, You buy granite. As you're buying granite, imagine if I'm selling that one. I went to follow somebody who is selling suya or charger or packer, plastic cup. We will now be working together. And I'm carrying banana and this person is carrying. Do you think I will sell that day? But somehow, somebody that wanted to eat granite or wanted to eat banana, somehow, maybe they can even buy out of pity. But how they want pity you from plastic cup to banana? It doesn't work. So when you are doing your business, expand partnership. Look at the things that can help you to improve your business. If you don't think like that, you go far. I hope we are together. I hope we are learning one or two. Okay. Next slide. Conclusion. Okay. I'm done. Success in business is not something you dream alone. You must be intentional and consistent. Every day you wake up, you try again. Even though it didn't go well, you go. Today I woke up, I didn't feel like it. But I know that I have one or two. And I didn't feel like it. It's not like I'm sick. But you know, maybe yesterday you talked to 5 persons. Only they did. In fact, some of them say, I'll call you back, I'll call you back, I'll call you back. And then today again, you now say, I cannot come and kill myself. Let me sit down and relax in the house. That's how you relax. And tomorrow, landlord will come for you. And then you won't have money. So you need to be consistent. You don't just dream it. You need to be consistent. And you need to be intentional. Last year we talked about the intentional businessman. It's very important. Brother Uche also talked about mindset. Those are the teachings. I will encourage everyone to go listen to those teachings again. Because apart from dreaming, it means the mindset. Like, oh, I can be a big business person. I can scale up my business. Intentionality means doing everything. Pastor always tell us, our papa, something good, whether when it's working, when it's not working, until it works. That's what intentionality is. And if you have to build a successful business, you have to be both intentional and consistent. Okay? So, there's another thing. You know, we're in church. We pray a lot. I told somebody, when Papa is preaching and says, you will receive 1 million, the amen will be very loud. Louder than other things. But how many people receive 1 million? If we are 500, maybe let's say 50, let's just say 10% receive 1 million. That's a miracle. That's a miracle. But you know that 1 million under 1 year, let me give it a long time, maybe it will finish. But imagine if you are doing business and God has blessed you, you are intentional and you are consistent. Every week you make 20,000. Every week you make 20,000. You'll be making 20,000 for the next 5 years. In fact, it might even grow to 30,000, 40,000, like that. But the 1 million would have finished. And he also made a comment one day. He said, favor can get you a job. But what keeps you on the job is competency. Yeah, you might talk to me and say, oh, I have somebody who is doing like this, employed this person. Because I know one big man, one place. And I say, okay, I have somebody. Okay, favor has taken you to that job. But when you get there, they say smile. You say, every day you go there, smile, smile, smile. Every day we come to this office, they will be telling us to smile. We have been smiling since 2023, 2020. We still there smile. But that's what they want you to do. If you don't smile, what will they do? They will kick you off, even though favor got you there. Prayers we have been praying, teachings, will take us to a particular place. But intentionally doing what we have, applying the knowledge and the things that we are given, is what will make us successful business people. Right? Okay. Next slide. Thank you. Next slide. Question. I like that man sitting there. It's the way you people are sitting. So we can take some questions, please. Thank you for listening. I hope I didn't bore you.
Thank you, Sister Nkechi. Please put your hands together for her again. You know, in every business, there's always a starting point, and then you need to identify the break-even point. You know what break-even is? When the business has started paying for itself. You won't be making profit. It's just that what you put in is exactly what you get out of it, right? And at some point, you start making profit. The moment you start making profit, you need to start thinking of how to grow that profit. And part of the growth of the profit is to start thinking of ways to expand the business. Like I always say, it can be horizontal or vertical. Some of you will say, I am selling banana. Let me add granite to it. It's still within the same kind of... some people will say, okay, this one is my fruit business. Let me start another business entirely. Do you understand? And you have to build a structure that will enable you do that. If the foundation is weak, the scale up will crumble even the little you've built. Okay? That's all Sister Nkechi is talking about. And everything she mentioned, the entire puppet, is that structure. Your people, your organization, the way you organize, your process, what's the I again? Your IT. Because of technology these days, you can't do any business without technology these days. You cannot. That's the truth. I remember when we started this thing, I said it that first time. A lot of people didn't have ATM cards. How many of you have ATM cards now? Eh? Even when there's no money inside. I went to buy something the other day at Market Square. These guys bought something. And then one brought his card. He said, take 500 from this one. The other one brought his own card. Said, you take another 500 from this one. The other one brought his own card. And they all did the osusu together from different cards to pay for what they bought. And I'm like, you can imagine. Because there's no cash. Everybody now, there's OPay. There's several ATMs cards these days, right? You can't do without technology. You cannot. The widest coverage you can get today is through technology. Through technology. In everything you do. Okay? So let's take some few questions. And then let me ask, how many of you were here when we started? How many of you watched the video? So how many of you didn't watch it? Oh, koala. So you want us to play it again? Ah, dear. I saw it coming. Okay. So let's take a few questions. Then we'll play the video. And then we'll call it a night. Okay? So, 3 questions. So that we don't okay, we'll leave her for 7:30, right? Yeah, okay. Questions, please. You're too far, madam. There's spaces in front. I like these days because we're the ones enjoying this church, man.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, everyone. Sorry, I want to ask a question from last week. Okay. I wasn't picked among the people that raised their hand. My question was on when you said doing too many things at a time. And then she just talked about partnering with things related to what you're doing. So, my one question, I do seafood. Then I'm trying to get a shop. Other than doing seafood, I cook, mostly online. So I'm a nutritionist, and then I advocate healthy eating and healthy living. So most times from the seafood I sell, I make fresh food. Those are the things I sell online. So I was having this idea of getting a shop, and the vision was to get like a 2-in-1 shop. And one side, if I'm selling my seafood, my frozen crayfish, shrimps, the other side, if you want me to make fresh food for you, I could do it immediately. Like, you watch me do what you want to eat. That's the healthy part of my business. So I want to know, is that doing too much?
No. If you remember, what we were talking about was focusing.
Yes,
To focus on something. And I made the analogy of the common phrase people say, that they said we should have multiple streams of income. I said what they said was income, not multiple streams of businesses. Okay? So the idea is, like your seafood, grow it, make sure it's doing well, you're making money from it. Then you start doing the nutrition part. That way, the one that is doing well will support the other one. And then you can grow the two of them very well. But the moment you start doing small of this, small of that, small of this, before you know it, you might even lose both of them. Okay?
I'm known for the two of them.
It's okay, you're known for the two of them. I'm not saying leave the other one entirely. Understand me clearly. For example, which one do you do more now?
Now is the seafood.
So that's where you have more customers, right?
Yes, sir.
So the 80-20 rule, focus on it more.
Yes, sir.
And then the smaller customers you have on this other one, you still attend to them.
Yes,
but make sure that you focus on that one that gives you the cash flow more.
Yes, sir.
And let me advise again. You people like shop too much. You people like shop too much. At the end of the day, you spend a lot of money renting a shop, depriving the business of capital to run. Do you really need a shop now?
Because what I do now mostly is drop shipping.
Do you really need a shop now?
I feel I need a shop because it's time for me to get my things in bulk.
Okay.
Having them at hand when a client call, I could easily get and do my delivery rather than having to go to the market first. And the price fluctuation.
So what you need is a storage room, not a store.
Yes, sir, a storage room actually.
Okay, you don't have a space at home?
I'm working on getting a freezer.
Okay, that's all you need. Okay?
Thank you.
Leave the shop. You see, I tell people, you see this shop thing. In a few years' time, a lot of people won't be going out to shop. How many of you even go to shops these days? Most things you buy online and they deliver. There will be a time you will know you need that shop. And you know, another thing shop does, it gets a lot of you lazy. You sit in that shop and you don't go to look for customers. And you're only caught up with those who stay around you. In fact, I learned something from one of our pastors one time who told me he cited his shop by a police station and he didn't know it was a big mistake. Because anybody who wants to write statement, anybody who wants to settle with a policeman, is where they come and sit down. They end up sitting from morning to night and nobody buys anything. Eh? But anyway, next question. Please come for the program, come for the training, okay? 1, 2. But please, more questions to Sister Nkechi. She's the resource person today. Don't ask last week question. Okay?
Yeah. Praise the Lord. Good evening, everybody. My name is Amos. My question is from yesterday. I was not.
No, I want today on, please. Let's exhaust her own. Then after the video, we can ask a few general questions before we leave, okay? Please, please. So that I can release her.
Praise the Lord.
Hallelujah.
Thank you for the class. Now, it seems both of us are into the same client stuff. No, not banana granite. My question is coming from this pulpit, where you gave 3 instances: assess your current system, and setting your goals, prioritizing your customers. And you gave an illustration of when you woke up this morning, how discouraged you were, and the rest. Because sometimes these things happen to me. I'm a real estate consultant. Now, my question is, how do you source your clients? How do you source clients? And how do you go about clients? Like, for instance, when you are talking to some clients, it looks as if you are bugging them. You are forcing them to do what they don't want to do at that moment. And you knowing that you need them in your business. So, using you as a case study, how do you go about your clients? Thank you.
You want me to tell you how I get my clients? Okay. You know, there's something they call even cold calls. There's cold call, there's email marketing, where you source people who you think might be in need of your product. And then you send emails to them. That one is on one side. There are, now I'm telling you something big. Okay, the small one, now, I do HR business. I know him. He's one of my clients. And the job I'm doing for him is good. Even if he does not refer me to somebody, I can ask him, can you introduce me to ABC of your own people so that I can talk to them? If I have once bought something from you as a real estate person, and maybe your prices are good, your agency fee, everything, there's no fraud, it's easier for me, when you tell me something like that, it's easier for me to tell somebody, oh, there's this guy that sells under whatever. Let's move to that person. It's part of sourcing clients, making use of. Now I'm telling you what I do as a person. I'm talking about my business by myself. That's where I said, you wake up and you don't feel like it. But you still go out, you meet somebody. You are pleasant. Hello, my name is this person. You've not met the person before. You smile at the person and you sell yourself. You sell your product. And have they called you from GoTV before? Because you bought decoder maybe 10 years ago, sir. Somebody will just go, hello, Nkechi, how are you? I hope your day is going fine. Before you even say, please don't call me, I'm busy. The person is already, because they learn this thing. Marketing is learned. How you approach customers, how you talk to them, how you engage them. Sometimes you don't want to listen. Have you entered a bus going to a bar before? So, I think, I don't know if I'm able to. I've answered your question a bit.
You know, let me share something with you. People don't like to spend money now. True or false? So if you want to sell anything, sell it in such a way that you want the person to make money from it. How? I'll give you an example. Imagine like a realtor now, and then you tell the person this. Do you know you can actually make money from a house you didn't pay for? Have you not caught the person's attention? So the person now will listen, Abi. But when you keep saying the same thing everybody says, I'll tell you, I had a challenge a few years ago. There's a part of my business that has to do with leasing of equipment. And it's something everybody can do. You don't have to go to school to do it. If you go to Abloma, there are badges everywhere. Even a man who didn't go to school can do the job. But I was like, okay, the best thing I can do is to look for a way to add something to it. So because of my background as a petroleum engineer, and the people we serve are the oil companies, so when I meet you, the first thing I tell you is that I can drop your well cost by 10%. How? It's okay, let me tell you. See all these badges you use? I can stagger it in such a way that you rent it as at when you need it. And I'll give you a cost based on how you use it. Sit down. And then the person is listening. You see, it's the same thing you that is giving him the badge wants to sell. It's just that I came from another angle. At the end of the day, what did he do? He leased the equipment from me, just like he would have from you. It's just that I talked about saving him money. And I'm able to demonstrate that I can save him money. So now that nobody likes to spend money or waste money, for those of you who sell things, sell that thing as if you're trying to help the person save or make money. Most of these realtors these days, I have friends, in fact, one of my friends who is a civil engineer, that's what they do these days. Get plenty land. And then make everybody pay 10 or 20% of the cost, and then we do off plan. Have you heard that before? And then everybody will get like two-bedroom flat in the whole complex. And you can do Airbnb with it. And I tell you can make 30,000 every day from it. So before you finish paying me the cost of the house, somebody has rented it and you're making money from it and you're paying me with the money you're making. Does it make sense? You see that everybody was okay, let's look at it. Okay? So that's the way you make the person believe is to spend money. The next thing you hear is, I don't have money. And once he says, I don't have money, marketing has ended. Case closed. One more question. How many have we taken? 2 questions. One more, please. Then we'll play the video, because it's about a 10 minutes video. Okay?
Hallelujah. Okay,
Praise
my
the
name
Lord.
is Praise. So, the type of business I do is I'm an artist. So, the question is just in 2 forms. How do you know when to scale up if you're a skills person, like something you do with hand, not like you have a product? You still have a product you're selling, actually. Well, how do you know when to scale up one? And how can you scale up if you're doing the type of business I'm doing? Because my type of business, you don't need a shop. You don't need, and sometimes work comes like once or 2 times in a month. So how do you know when to scale up and how do you scale up?
I know what you do. I've patronized you a few times. And you might say you don't need a shop. Eh? No, he's an artist. He draws. You draw things for people. And do you think he's only... I think you also do graffiti, if I ask you to do. You paint stuff on... That's one side of your business. By the time you are doing that a lot, now you scaling up might be, when we talk about people, it's not something you can just call me and say, come. My business, I have like 3 things to draw now. Come and draw. It has to be someone who knows how to draw, right? If you remember one of the slides, I said when you employ technology, it frees up time, but not just technology. Let's assume you have many orders coming from people. Remember, you are the one who draw these things. You are the one who deliver them. You are the one who do 1 or 2, or everything. But the moment your order grows, and you get somebody, maybe a delivery somebody, who is going to deliver your product, do you know that you have saved time that you can employ into delivering into the other order that you have? And apart from that, I know that there are artists who do exhibition. Is that not? Have you thought about it? It's scaling up. What is your idea? Artist is driven by creativity. And what side of artist or artistry, is that correct, that are you doing? Because if you are thinking of exhibition, that means there is something in you, some creative juice inside you that can make you get products that you can get to exhibition level, where people will come and look at your art and they buy from you. Not just because they ordered, but because you have created something that they want. Some people are they like arts. They like to put those things in their spaces. Have I been able to answer?
Sorry. You know you're in the creative industry. I'll tell you a story. How many of you know the Nike logo? That Nike. It was designed by a lady. And when they called her to do the design, she charged $2 per hour. And she spent 17 hours doing it and got paid $35. But because of how good the design was and how it blew, when they sold shares, they gave her shares that is worth over $1 million today. You might think what you're doing doesn't really make sense. It's the effort you put inside and the creativity. There's this fashion brand I like to wear. They're called Tracks. Run by small boys. I don't think they're up to 30, all of them. They're in Lagos. You can check them online. In fact, I hope this is on YouTube so they will pay me money for adverts. But they do art design on clothes. So you will see me wear some things, they're normal clothes, but you see that there's like oil on canvas on your shirt. Think about it. Look for one tailor. Do one nice design on one of these kaftans. Partnership. That's scaling up. Okay, look for a tailor. Just do something. They don't do much. Sometimes it's just one rubbish, one abstract. But it's on a shirt. But because of the way it is on the shirt, it makes it unique and different. Check them out on Instagram. Trax, Trax is their name. But they print on shirts. So look for a tailor, partner with a tailor, and think of designs like that, okay? All right, please, let's play that video one more time, then have a chat for like 5 minutes, then go, all right? ICT, please. The Lions then.